How to Create a Glitch Monologues Season 23 Chapter 1. This is Season 23 of How to Create a Glitch in the Matrix Monologues Episode 1. In this episode, we will be talking about using language to navigate the many-layered reality using a principle called multiplicity. Now, language is the fundamental foundation of uniformity. Every spoken sentence has a particular meaning which arises out of the context in which it is used. But there are some meanings which remain extant irregardless of the context. The nature of these meanings is that they possess multiplicity. Multiplicity is the quality of a statement which gives it the ability to provide distinct meanings in distinct contexts. Also, multiplicity need not be reducible to the specific words used in context. Sometimes, multiple meanings result from the substitution of a word, or even multiple words, to a spoken or written sentence. The point is that these two kinds of multiplicity are different. On the one hand, the first case, you are talking about linear multiplicity because it requires no substitutions. In the second, you are talking about vertical multiplicity, because the number of possible substitutions equals the number of words in the sentence or phrase. It is possible, using a dictionary, to create a multiplicity map, so to speak, of a particular language. In this episode, we will be talking in particular about linear multiplicity because it is easier to direct. And essentially, what I am proposing is that you create a multiplicity map of the dictionary. So, for example, if a word has 4 distinct definitions, then it is given a coefficient of 4. If it has 2, then 2. Once you know this number, for all the words in a sentence, you can multiply them together to get the linear multiplicity quotient, which is the number of distinct realities or contexts which that phrase can provide meaning. So for example, let's say that you say, "I am sanguine today." The word sanguine has a multiplicity quotient of 3 for 3 different definitions, fitting 3 different contexts. Both "I am" and "today" have 1. So the total multiplicity quotient is 3. That is, that phrase gives you access to 3 different realities, contexts. Now, the multiplicity quotient is also accretive, meaning that if you started, let's say, in one reality, which branched out to 3, and then branched out to 7, you would have a total of 10 realities you have access to through your statements. In other words, using a multiplicity map and carefully crafted phraseology could allow you to navigate the multiverse through verbal speech alone. Obviously, to do this quickly would take a mind trained specifically to do this, and it would be a skill that could take years to learn. To the average onlooker, they would be making nonsense statements or word salad, but the point of the method is not about expressing comprehensible meaning, it is about obscuring it. If you wanted to broaden your passage through the many levels, you would have to use words with higher multiplicity. If you wanted to narrow your passage through the many levels, you would have to use words which maintain a low level of multiplicity. Finally, it is important to note that esoteric statements have the highest multiplicity, which is not usually linear, but comes from higher meanings of the text. That's the end of the podcast for today. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe.